Is the Cybertruck just a flashy gimmick? That's the question on everyone's mind after Tesla revealed that it's recalling every single Cybertruck ever made, all 3,878 of them. What started as an ambitious and futuristic concept unveiled by Elon Musk in 2019 has turned into a nightmare for Tesla and its customers. From the infamous armor glass debacle during the unveiling to the continuous delays, design flaws, and quality control issues, the Cybertruck's journey has been a roller coaster ride. And now, with a recall of all units due to a faulty gas pedal, it's time to take a closer look at what went wrong with this highly anticipated vehicle. Was it just a way to gain attention, or did Tesla bite off more than it could chew? From the very beginning, the Tesla Cybertruck was shrouded in big promises and hype. When Elon Musk first unveiled the vehicle in November 2019, he made some bold claims that would later come back to haunt him and the company. Elon boasted that the Cybertruck's ultra-hard stainless steel body could withstand sledgehammers, and its armor glass windows were essentially unbreakable, a claim that would be immediately debunked on stage when a metal ball cracked the windows during a live demonstration. But that was just the beginning of the hype train. Musk promised that the Cybertruck would start at $39,900, making it an affordable option for the masses. He claimed it would be able to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a blistering 2.9 seconds, outperforming many sports cars. And of course, he hyped up the truck's supposed exoskeleton design, a solid steel skin that would act as the structure, making it virtually indestructible. As the months and years rolled by, the promises kept piling up. A futuristic optional camping tent that matched the polygonal shiny looks of the car? Check. Armor glass windows that were truly bulletproof this time? You bet. A locking differential feature for off-road adventures? Absolutely. Tesla fans were eating it all up, eagerly awaiting the arrival of the supposed automotive revolution. But as the hype reached a climax, warning signs were emerging that perhaps Musk and Tesla had bitten off more than they could chew. You see, while the Cybertruck's design was undoubtedly eye-catching and futuristic, industry experts were sounding the alarm bells almost immediately. Seasoned car designers and manufacturing veterans took one look at those sharp angular lines and straight panels and knew that building such a vehicle would be an immense challenge. Car designer Adrian Clark and others pointed out that making those dead straight panels with minimal dimensional variation would be extremely difficult, if not impossible, on a mass production scale. And that was just one of the many potential roadblocks the Cybertruck would face on its journey from concept to reality. But did Tesla listen? Did they take a step back and reevaluate their ambitious plans? Of course not. This was a company that had built its reputation on defying the naysayers and pushing the boundaries of what was possible. The Cybertruck hype train kept on rolling, full steam ahead. Little did anyone know, however, that this was just the beginning of a long, winding, and increasingly problematic road that would eventually lead to one of the most high-profile automotive recalls in recent memory. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's take a step back and explore the design and manufacturing challenges that plagued the Cybertruck from the start. Because of the initial hype, Tesla faced an increasingly uphill battle to turn the Cybertruck from an ambitious concept into a production reality. The vehicle's unconventional design posed significant challenges that would ultimately derail the company's ambitious production timeline. From the very beginning, industry experts warned that the Cybertruck's sharp angles and flat panels would be extremely difficult to manufacture with the level of precision and quality control required for a mass-produced vehicle. As car designer Adrian Clark bluntly put it, it's going to be extremely hard to make those dead-straight panels. And he was right. Making large, flat-body panels with minimal dimensional variation is a monumental task, even for the most experienced automakers. The slightest deviation in manufacturing tolerances becomes glaringly obvious on those unforgiving straight lines and edges. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. The Cybertruck's proposed exoskeleton design, where the stainless steel body would act as the vehicle's structural frame, was equally ambitious and filled with potential pitfalls. According to Sandy Munro, a manufacturing expert and CEO of Munro & Associates, it was all just going to be a nightmare to manufacture. He pointed out that Tesla had no idea of the implications of what they've done. Munro and others pointed out that traditional automotive manufacturing processes simply weren't designed for such a radically different approach. Building a vehicle around a rigid steel exoskeleton would require completely overhauling assembly lines and manufacturing techniques, a task that would likely result in significant delays and cost overruns. Yet, Elon remained adamant that the Cybertruck would be built as an exoskeleton, even after the first production prototype rolled off the line in July 2023, revealing what appeared to be a more conventional unibody chassis. As delays mounted and deadlines were missed, it became increasingly clear that Tesla had severely underestimated the complexity of the Cybertruck's design. What was once hailed as a bold, futuristic vision was rapidly turning into a manufacturing nightmare. But the challenges didn't end there. Even as Tesla struggled to bring the Cybertruck to production, quality control issues began to rise from all over. In July 2023, some observers noticed that the very first production prototype had misaligned doors, a telltale sign of sloppy manufacturing tolerances. While not an uncommon issue in the automotive industry, it was a worrying sign for a vehicle that was supposed to be built with surgical precision. Musk had vowed to eliminate such quality control issues back in 2021, but it seemed that promise was easier said than done when it came to the Cybertruck's unforgiving design. As production finally ramped up in late 2023, a leaked internal email from Musk himself revealed just how dire the situation had become. Due to the nature of Cybertruck, which is made of bright metal with mostly straight edges, any dimensional variation shows up like a sore thumb, he wrote, acknowledging the immense challenge his team faced. It was a stark admission that perhaps Tesla had bitten off more than it could chew with the Cybertruck's design. But by that point, it was too late to turn back. The company had already invested billions into the project, and the hype machine had reached a fever pitch. As the first Cybertruck started rolling off the production line and into the hands of eagerly awaiting customers, it quickly became apparent that Tesla's quality control issues were far more severe than anyone could have imagined. From the very first deliveries, owners began reporting a litany of problems that ranged from minor annoyances to major safety concerns. It was as if Tesla had rushed the Cybertruck to market without conducting proper quality assurance testing, and customers were now serving as involuntary beta testers for an unfinished product. The reports came in fast and furious, flooding online forums and social media channels. Rust and corrosion on the supposedly indestructible stainless steel body, particularly in vehicles exposed to rain or humid conditions. Critical system errors and malfunctions, including warnings about the potential loss of power steering, propulsion, and even the inability to engage the parking brake. Perhaps most alarmingly, some owners reported that the Cybertruck's much-hyped armor glass windows were far from bulletproof or even hail-resistant, with one unlucky customer facing a repair bill of over $2,300 after a hailstorm left the truck's windows riddled with cracks and dents. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. As more and more Cybertrucks hit the roads, a disturbing pattern began to emerge. Tesla's quality control processes were simply not up to the task of mass-producing a vehicle with such unforgiving design tolerances. Misaligned doors and panels, a problem that Musk had promised to eliminate back in 2021, were rampant. Some owners reported gaps and seams so wide they could literally see daylight peeking through the body panels. It was as if the Cybertruck had been assembled by blind workers with no attention to detail whatsoever. The issues extended far beyond mere cosmetic blemishes, however. Owners began reporting potentially dangerous flaws, such as malfunctioning autopilot systems that would inexplicably slam on the brakes or make sudden, erratic maneuvers on the highway. Perhaps most terrifying of all were the reports of fingers and limbs being caught and even severed by the Cybertruck's brutally unforgiving front and door closures. In a shocking oversight, Tesla had apparently neglected to include basic anti-pinch sensors, safety features that have been standard on most vehicles for decades. Finally, it became clear that Tesla would need to take drastic action to address the mounting issues with the Cybertruck. But even the most pessimistic observers could not have predicted the shocking turn of events that was about to unfold. As quality control issues continued to plague the Cybertruck, Tesla found itself facing a crisis of catastrophic proportions. What had started as a trickle of customer complaints quickly turned into a raging torrent of anger and frustration, as more and more owners came forward with horror stories about their experiences with the allegedly indestructible pickup. By April 2024, the situation had reached a boiling point. Reports began surfacing of a potentially deadly flaw involving the Cybertruck's accelerator pedal. Owners claimed that the pedal could become stuck in the depressed position, causing the vehicle to accelerate uncontrollably and posing a severe risk of accidents and injuries. The issue, according to Tesla, was caused by a manufacturing defect involving soap lubricant residue that could cause the pedal cover to shift and become lodged in place. It was a huge revelation, one that called into question the very integrity of Tesla's quality control processes. Faced with mounting pressure from safety regulators and a rapidly deteriorating public image, Tesla had no choice but to take the unprecedented step of issuing a full recall for every single Cybertruck on the road, all 3,878 units. The recall notice, issued on April 19, 2024, was blunt and unequivocal. The accelerator pedal can become stuck, sending the truck accelerating beyond control, making it a danger to everyone on the road. To answer the question of whether the Cybertruck is merely a flashy gimmick or a genuine attempt at innovation, well, the answer lies somewhere in between. Yes, the idea was bold and revolutionary, but along the line, Tesla overlooked so much that everything came crashing down. But in the end, it's up to you to decide if you love the Cybertruck or if you hate it. Share your thoughts with us in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe.